Well, watched a few 63 Impala's videos. I guess he's having a dispute with his neighbor about who's got the most cars. And it got me to thinking, I've had a bunch of cars, so I sat down and tried to figure out just how many I had. Some of these are kind of an interesting story. My first one was a 73 Simca. I've never seen one since. I had to cut grass for a whole summer with a 21-inch deck push lawnmower to get that car. And then when we went and got it, Dad hooked sitting up in the woods, Dad hooked the chain to the front. We gave her a yank and it split apart in the middle. It was so rusty. That was kind of a bummer. I think I was 14. Then my next one was a 77 Volare. Got that from my uncle. That wound up just being a field car until I tore the springs out from under it when I hit a stump in the woods. The next one was a 80 Monte Carlo V6 turbo. I still got the engine for that. Had a quadrajet and a turbo, 231 V6. I got a 70 Olds Cutlass. I wound up junking that because my uncle's wrecked and I just used the motor. Used it in 2 or 3 cars, that motor. I had an 81 Chevette diesel, Isuzu diesel. You could drive that thing all week on $2. I had an old 71 Chrysler Newport. That wasn't the case with that. I had a 383 and liked gas. I had a 70 Chevy C20 Camper Special, which incidentally is where I got the big block that I put in that old blue truck. I think I traded a motorcycle for that truck, an old CB 750. Let's see what else. I had a 77 GMC, wound up rolling it. I thought I had a picture of that, but I can't find it. That was a pretty serious wreck. Girl broke her back. Stuff. I put my head through the windshield. So that truck was no more. I had a 74 Nova 6-cylinder. That thing would do wheelies. Had a 3-speed in it. It was so wore out, shocks so wore out. Put it in first gear and keep mashing the gas, and pretty soon the front end would bounce up in the air off the ground. That thing died in a snowbank one time. I had a 68 Ambassador with a 343 Typhoon in it. That was a pretty cool car. I think I swapped it for that Nova. I had a 79 Olds Cutlass, brown. I put that motor from the 70 Cutlass in it. That was a good old car. I had a 78. That was a 305. Drove that one a pretty good while. Had a 80 Chevy Malibu station wagon. Bought that for the wife, but she wouldn't drive it. She said it was a station wagon. She wasn't having none of that. So I think I wound up junking it and selling the motor or something. Had a 77 Chevy C30 rollback. That one never went down the road. I think it wound up in the junkyard. Had a Blazer. Had a 79 Chevy 4-wheel drive. I bought that for $500 and it was a nice truck. And like an idiot, I sold it for $1,000 because I was making so much money. It's too cheap. I had an 83. Drove that a while. Had a Dodge Aspen. Wife drove that one. She had a Cavalier too. Drove that. About that time, I bought an 89 Trans Am, and I still got that. Somewhere here, right there's a picture of that. I still got that one. It's only got 80,000 miles on it. I had a 1980 Pontiac Firebird. That was my first hot rod. Right there's a picture of it. Gosh, we were silly looking fellas, weren't we? In fact, the motor that was in that car was right over here against the wall. That was a bad motor in that one. One of these days I'm going to put that back together. I had a 72 Olds Cutlass. Right there's a picture of that one. The wife drove that until 2001 when she became pregnant with my youngest daughter. I felt bad and bought her a Honda Accord. I can't believe I did that. Let's see, where were we here? Bought a 71 Chevy C10. Y'all seen that one? That's the blue one. Had a 65 Chevy. Donated that one to a church auction and they sold it for $100. That kind of bummed me out. Had a 68 Ford Fairlane I messed around with a little bit. Wound up getting rid of that. Another one I kind of wish I didn't get rid of. I had a 67 Olds 442 convertible. The real deal. There it is there. In the barn I took it out of. Old dairy barn sitting in there. Wasn't long I had it running and the guy I bought it from, it was his grandma's car. She bought it brand new. Wanted it back, so I sold it back to him. You know, you don't get your grandma's car just every day. Had an 82 Suburban diesel. Here's a picture of that one. I fixed that up to run on used vegetable oil. I gave that to my dad. He still got it. Drives it around on vegetable oil. Old 6.2 diesel in it. '71 Firebird. That's that one. She wound up getting wrecked one morning when I was driving it to church. Made me sick. There's my youngest daughter washing it before that happened. Had a '79 Trans Am. That wound up at the junkyard after I scavenged a bunch of parts off it. And of course we got the '55 Chevy truck. Pretty cool. Got the old Travelall, y'all have seen that. Of course we got this Firebird. And the 50 Olds and the Volkswagen. Another one you haven't seen, I bought a 04 F250 Lariat wrecked. Needs a little body work, I'm gonna fix that up. We may sell the Honda and drive that, I don't know. Of course we just got a 66 Chevy C10. I did have an old 68 GMC road tractor that I got that 671 out of, but that all that stuff's gone now. I had an 89 Chevy half-ton. I think you can see that in that picture there. The wife got rear-ended in that. That's got gone. And then of course the Honda Accord. That puts me at 40 cars. If I remember them all. And I got 12 cars now. 71 Chevy truck, 72 Firebird, 89 Trans Am, the 50 Olds, the Honda Accord, 74 Travelall, 46 Ford truck, 96 Ford F350. I think I might have missed that one on the last list. 73 Volkswagen, 66 Chevy C10, that 04 F250 Lariat. Of course I got a Harley there. And that 55 Chevy truck. And of course, if I ever run across a Crosley or a Model A or a 66 Nova or a 64 GTO or any 60s Cadillac or late 60s, early 70s VAT or Challenger or Cuda or a 72 Olds Cutlass Vista Cruiser station wagon or a 55 Chevy car or a late 50s Buick or a 40 Ford or a 70 Blazer, I just have to have one of those. I'm off from work today. I've developed a case of the shingles, and let me tell you, that ain't no fun at all. It's the worst pain I have ever had. I don't know why I got that, but got it I do.